So after 7 weeks of Super Rugby so far, we have seen some good players standing out and making a name for themselves and just standing out above all the other players in the competition so far. Which of these players are actually good enough or playing good enough to make it into a dream team of the season so far? That's a question for this video. And I wanted to actually do this video halfway through the season, but we don't know if that's going to happen or when that's going to happen. So let me just make it for the 7th week now. So based on my weekly dream teams, I'm basically going to make this video because I make dream teams every single week. You can find a link for that playlist up there. Let's start with the props. I'm going to start with Kitsov. He's in great form. He has been in my dream team 3 times out of 7. And some of them he's really closely missed. He's been close to being in the dream team every single week. He's a great scrummager. He brings the ball or takes a scrum forward every time for the Stormers. And their scrum has been one of the best ones in the competition so far. The other prop, Tupou for the Reds. He is a man that is somewhat of a senior player in the Reds team this year because the Reds team is very young, being an average age of 22 this year. You can see by their captain being 22 years old. He scrums well, and the thing that the Tongan Thor just does really well, he just runs over anyone. Then at the hookers, it was probably the most difficult position for me to pick. Every week there's been a different player in my dream team. There hasn't been a guy repeatedly in the dream team, so that was quite difficult. So I had to do a bit of looking around again, who was second in my dream teams a lot and so on. So I picked Aumua from the Hurricanes. He's been in good form in the absence of Dane Coles, their actual starting hooker and their captain, so he's been good. The Hurricanes scrum has been good and the lineouts has been in great form as well, and that's thanks to this guy at the hooker. At the locks we pick the most consistent Argentinian of all of them, Petty. He has to be in this team. He's a great jumper. He takes the ball forward all the time as well, and then he loves scoring tries. Then Dunshire from the Crusaders. He is starting to make a name for himself, or actually he started to make a name for himself in the latter stages of the 2019 season. Because he was always in the shade of guys like Whitelock and the big names. But this year he has a starting role and he is just pushing for All Black spot in this Crusaders side, which is a very young side as well. In the loose forwards, we stick with another young guy. It's another Crusaders player. It is Cullen Grace, a 20-year-old. He's been in great form. I like him a lot because he plays a lot like Pieter Steph du Toit. He's a great line-out jumper. Very good, actually. He's a very good tackler. He loves taking the ball forward. The crash ball is his thing. Another 20-year-old is also Harry Wilson from the Reds. Again, he's great in tackling, but this guy loves taking the ball forward. He carries the ball probably 20 to 30 times in a match. Yes, it is actually that much. And he's definitely trying to get a Wallaby call up one of these days. Then Hoskins Sotutu at number 8, a 21-year-old, took the opportunity this year, getting the starting spot above Akira Ioane because Ioane was out injured. And now that Ioane is back, he's just keeping him out of this team because he is a very strong player, a strong carrier of the ball, especially at the back of a ruck. He loves picking the ball up and running with it. He actually leads the competition for the most pick and goes. But this wasn't easy picks to make. There were a lot of loose forwards. A lot of South Africans missed it very closely. Augustus, Norche, Kutsia, then James Venter as well. The 4 South Africans very good this season, and Christie from the Crusaders, he's also been good. Scrum halves, another competitive area thus far this year. I picked Herschel Jantjies because he's made my dream team about 3 times. Perenara, Weber and McDermott has made the team also a couple of times, but Jantjies has been standing out. Just picking Jantjies again, he's 23 years old at the moment. You can see that this team so far is actually quite young. There's only a few older faces. It's actually quite good to see for the game of for the tournament of Super Rugby that the young guys are still coming through and still making names for themselves. At fly half, there's not a lot of guys that has really stood out above all the others, but the most consistently good player is Kerwin Bosch. He's been staking a claim to get back into the Springboks mix, so the Sharks game has been really playing well to his strengths. It's very good for his attacking game and also his defense, which isn't the greatest. They shift him out to defend in a different slot, so in fullback or in a different position. His goal kicking has been very good this season. He's close to 100%. He's set up a lot of tries around him, and he is the competition's top point scorer with 86 points. That's 40 points over number 2, who is Miotti from the Jaguares. In centers, it is the ever-present Laumape and Eno. If you play fantasy rugby, you will have no fault with this. These guys love running the ball forward, love taking it forward, crash ball, breaking defenses, love clean breaks. They score tries. These guys are just the best centers at the moment. At the wings, I have Talia. He is joint second for the most tries thus far in the 2020 season, having 5 tries so far. And it is another guy in his breakthrough season for the Blues. That's why I'm wearing this jersey, because the Blues have just brought a lot of new guys through the rankings for this year and have really been playing well. The highest point scorer in the competition so far, Callaway, with 7 tries for the Rebels. He's just the intercept king, like John de Villiers was for the Rebels at the moment. You're going to see him. He's intercepting 2 or 3 times a match. It's been good to see that for them. Then at fullback, Jordie Barrett, he beats Fassi for the position. Fassi was close, but Jordie Barrett's ability just to set up tries as well. His defense is a little bit better, and then they unlocked a special pack or something with Jordie Barrett this year with just that rocket boot of his with kicking at goal. So that's why he has to be at the fullback this year. Guys, let me know your team that you would have picked down in the comments below, or anything, or any guy that you're not agreeing with, or anyone you would have replaced. That's that for this video, guys. Check out any of these popping up next to me, and then also remember to subscribe down in the corner. Cheers.